Hey, what's up guys? My name is Cancerous Pudding, and today I have a little story to tell you. Yes, it's story time with Cancerous Pudding. Oh boy, that sounds fun. Not really, it's not really a story. I'm just gonna try to... This video is, beyond shit posting, because I'm running out of ideas already, and I don't even have 100 subs. So, there you go. That's how my YouTube is going to go. My YouTube channel. It's going to be kind of shit, I guess. It already is, but it's going to be even more shit now. So, yeah. I have this friend, alright? You might know him as Isosceles Triangle Films. Yeah, we know each other in person. And basically, one day he tells me, hey, make a Lorax OC because it will be funny. So I'm like, alright, sure. I'll make a Lorax OC. So then I did. It took me 2 weeks, all spaced out, and I made it all in MS Paint for the meme. Alright? I call him Chad O'Hare, and he's on the screen right now. Just letting you know if you're blind. Yeah, so as you can see, he has frosted tips, red sports sunglasses, red Reebok running shoes, a first generation iPod, a blue Fitbit, lime green running shorts, and a purple Under Armour t-shirt. So, I think you can tell that he's pretty shitty. I mean, I think he's pretty good looking. I mean, those legs, the tumors on his legs are just, Chef Boyardee approves. Yeah, so, I'm going to tell you the story of Chad O'Hare, the one and only, #1, waifu. No, I'm just kidding. So basically, you know how in the Let It Grow song, they put the little jet thing on Aloysius O'Hare's head? I'll probably put something in the video to show you. If I don't, then this will be cut out. But, and then they send him off. He's going flying, and then you assume that he's just gone and he doesn't come back, right? Well, I have a theory. A film theory. Thanks for watching. No. I have a theory that he died from that. But what happened was, get this. He had a brother named Chad O'Hare, whose minimum running speed is 100 miles per hour, and his top running speed is Mach 10. Yeah, it's pretty good. He runs every day. He's got to make them gains. But, so what happens is, he comes to Whoville 10 years after the events of the Lorax 2012 movie. I think it was 2012. Maybe it was 2008. One of those two numbers. But he comes back. Chad O'Hare comes to Whoville, and he's like, "What's up, bitches?" And he just flies down. He comes down from his Zeppelin, skydiving without a parachute, and does the superhero landing. You know, the one from Deadpool that the one lady did. He does that, and it causes a huge shockwave and destroys the town in just one go. And everyone's just like, "Hey, man, what the hell? Why'd you do that?" And he's like, "My name's Chad O'Hare." Completely dodging the question, by the way, like as of why he did that. He's like, "My name's Chad O'Hare. I am the CEO and founder of Happy Air." The company's not so... The employees are not so happy there. But what happens is, he introduces himself, and he's like, "You guys are from Whoville. You guys killed my brother. Prepare to be enslaved." So he just enslaves their asses, and they start harvesting air from the ground. I know that makes no sense, but what happened was the truffula trees are a special tree. They store their oxygen in their roots. They store all the air and shit in the roots instead of letting it go so that it could be recycled. And basically what happens is Chad O'Hare does a karate chop in the air, and it's so powerful that the air from his hand chops down all the trees. It's like something you'd see in like a Naruto or something. It's a guess, by the way. I'm not sure if that is in Naruto, but it sounds like it's something straight out of Naruto. So yeah, then he basically enslaves them all, and what happens is they're all being obedient for a while, and then he's like, "Hey guys, it's been a year since you have been enslaved to me, so I'm gonna give you all your paycheck." And they're like, "Oh my god, yeah!" They're all cheering and everything, and then what he does is he gives them each 1 penny. And they're like, "What the hell is this? Oh my god, we worked our asses off mining air from the ground, and you just give us 1 cent each? The hell is wrong with you? The hell is wrong with this?" And then he explains to them that as slaves, they're lucky that they're getting paid. And then he said, you can steal from each other as long as you're not stealing from him. And then basically what they do is they all start fighting. It's just a huge fight, and they all try to kill each other. Like that. Like that. It happens that fast. And then Ted Wiggins rises up, and he's like, "No, we can't do this." Oh yeah, by the way, if you don't know who Ted Wiggins is, here he is on the screen right now. That's who he is. Scooter Boy. Yeah. So he's the leader of them, and he's just like, "We need to start a rebellion. We need to fight back." So basically, he gets all the people of Thneedville to try to fight back, but then they all lose to Chad, and Chad is like a one-man army at this point, and he as a one-man army is worth like over 1,000 armies because of how in shape he is. That's right. And basically, Ted Wiggins is like, "I'm the last resort. I will fight you." So he tries to fight him, and then what happens is, Ted Wiggins pulls. It's like a Dragon Ball Z fight, you know, like when they're fighting really fast at light speed and doing the punches and dodges and kicks all in one. Yeah, it's basically like that, and then they break apart, and then Ted Wiggins pulls out a golden enchanted katana, and then he goes to fight Chad O'Hare. And Chad's like, "Huh, that's pathetic." And then he knocks it away from him. Doesn't even destroy it because it's like, what's the use? It's a cool looking thing. And he's like, "I'm going to take that from you after I kill you." And Ted's like, "Oh yeah? Let's see." And then he jumps towards him to try to kill him. And Chad O'Hare uses his Mach 10 spinning kick. And that just kills him. Right then and there. He gets kicked so hard that he goes back. The screen is like all red in the background except for Chad and Ted, and they're both silhouettes that is like black, you know? Stereotype anime thing. That's the point. And basically, Ted is ripped in half, and then he just disintegrates. And yeah. So then Thneedville's like, "Oh shit, sorry, we won't do that." And then after that, Chad's like, "You know what, you guys don't deserve a paycheck." So he takes back all the money, and then they get angry. Some of them, he's like, "You can leave, guys, if you want." Some of them leave, because most of them don't leave because they're like, "Yeah, this is where I live. If I leave, I'm going to get mutated in the land of nothingness that is out there, the wilderness." And basically, like, half of them leave, and then they all get mutated into Loraxes. And, oh yeah, by the way, the Onceler, yeah, he was mutated into a Lorax and started a Lorax colony with the Lorax, and basically they mated and made yeah, it's super gay. I don't know why I came up with this, but so the other half of the people who stayed in Thneedville and were not mutated were like, "Okay, we will listen." And then one day So, okay, remember Mary, the little girl from the Let It Grow song? Yeah, she becomes their leader about like 5 years after this. And then Chad O'Hare, he doesn't age at all. And it cuts to him like shooting up steroids or something. And he's just like, hey, you know what? I am going to go on vacation. I will leave my robot guards to you to watch over you, and then he leaves, and then they all just kill the robot guards. Well, not kill, but they dismantle them, turn them into weapons, and then it's like Mad Max. They're all dressed like the Mad Max people, you know? Mary finds Ted's katana, and basically they all leave Thneedville, and they search around in the wilderness, and then they find Whoville. Yes, this is a crossover event. It's pretty dank. It's dank, alright? Dank meme. Okay, so basically all the people of Whoville are like, what? Who are you? And they're like, we're from New Thneedville, because they renamed it to New Thneedville after the events of the Lorax movie. So basically, they're like, oh, we heard about you guys. You guys stopped making Thneeds. We don't like you. So they're like, oh yeah? Well then we don't like you. And then what happens is the town splits up, and then they have a huge race war. And at this point, Chad is not yet to his vacation. He's still on the way. And what happens is the race war has just ended pretty much. And they put a wall in the middle of the town. And then they're just angry at each other. And what happens is Chad arrives at Whoville. And the Thneedville people are like, oh shit, it's Chad. And then basically they leave and go back to Thneedville under his radar. So he's like, why is this wall here? And they're like, oh, yeah, the people who were here before they left, don't worry about them. We don't like to talk about them. So then Chad just goes back to Thneedville after his vacation, and basically he finds that the guards that he put in there are destroyed, and what happens is he's just like infuriated. He's like, okay, that's it. Whipping time. And then he doesn't use a whip, alright? What he uses is his, I don't know. He uses his frosted tips. That's right. He uses his frosted tips to whip people. So basically, Mary's like, no, you're not going to do this. So then she and Chad fight, and she's trained for this her whole life. And she's all grown up, by the way. And then she beats Chad. And Chad has to go to the wilderness, and he gets mutated. So then basically, they all leave Thneedville and go to Whoville, because they're like, yeah, I think the people at Whoville might accept us now, and Thneedville's all trash, we're not going to rebuild it. So Chad's like, I gotta get back to Whoville, because that's where I'm from. So, plot twist, and back at Whoville, Chad O'Hare's bastard, or illegitimate child, is residing there. He's a wannabe gangster. His name is Jerry. My friend Isosceles Triangle Films, that's his OC. He hasn't made him yet. He probably forgot about him, but it's really funny. And, yeah, so I'm not going to tell you the story of Jerry. I'll let Isosceles Triangle Films tell you if he decides to. But then, what happens is, the Thneedville people get to Whoville, and they're like, hey guys, yeah, sorry about last time. We are willing to make amends. And they're like, no, go away. And then all of a sudden, they feel Chad O'Hare's presence. Like, he's almost there. He's like a mile away. And then they all just get grapes and put them under their lips so that they look like the Whoville people. You know that thing where you put grapes under your lips? Yeah, okay. Chad gets there. He's all green looking. He's even more swole than he was before because he was mutated. And he's starting to grow green hairs. And what happens is he's like, hey guys, yeah, sorry to disappoint you, but I failed. And Jerry's like, it's okay, Dad. Oh yeah, by the way, Jerry has frosted tips as well. And then Chad is like, oh yeah, okay, go away, Jerry. And then he's just like, I smell a Thneedville person. And then he's looking around, and all the people have the grapes under their lips, and he's just like, you don't look like Thneedville people, but you smell like them. And then a little girl tries to say something, but then the grapes come out of her mouth. And then they're just like, oh shit, he knows now. And then, oh god, this is so funny. But then he's like, you're all imposters. And then he just he tries to kill them all. And then basically he ends up killing them all. And then Mary's just like, I ain't having none of that. And then she has an eye patch at this point because why not? And then she's swole too, but not as swole as him, but like tastefully so. She has her golden katana, and then she's fighting Chad, and then Chad goes like legendary Super Saiyan, and his frosted tips get bigger, and they look more like the Grinch's hairstyle. And then what happens is he starts turning green, his hair's green, and then they're fighting, and then Mary's just like, I'm not gonna let you get away with this, and then she just kills him right then and there. But he's not actually dead. He turns into the baby Grinch. That's right. And then she lets him live as the Grinch, but he doesn't have any memory of being Chad. And then Jerry's like, no, my father. And then he pulls out his Glock and tries to fight Mary, but she's like, you can't square up, mate. And then she just bitch slaps him, and his snapback comes off, and he's like, oh shit, okay, I'm sorry. And then he leaves. That's what happens. So yeah, if you liked that story, please let me know if you thought it was cancerous, and it really truly was. You don't need to say anything about it, but you can if you'd like. I'm not in charge of you. But yeah. So that's all the time we have for today. If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell on the subscribe button to get notified when I post videos. And I post videos every day, just letting you know. And I'm going to have my album out. I'm going to try to have my Vaporwave album out on the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, I believe. So, yeah. See you later.